Hello friend, this is Ryan Hicks of TaughtToProfit.com. Today I'm going to talk to you about a coin called Krios coin. A viewer asked me and said, could you possibly do a video on your thoughts of Krios coin? I've invested a bit of money and curious on others' thoughts. Well, it's unfortunate you've invested money in this because I do not believe this to be worth investing in my personal opinion. But let's look at the actual site. Now, the very first thing that you see on the page is a buzzword, disrupting. This is the catchphrase, the buzzword used all over the place. Disrupting this, disrupting that. People are doing the same old thing that everyone else is doing. Throw disrupting in there and people, oh wow, see? It's a buzzword that gets the rubes to buy. Now, what are they actually trying to do? Well, it says disrupting the $36 billion digital marketing industry. Okay, what does that mean? Banner ads? Does that mean flyers? What are they doing online that's digital marketing? Well, what they are doing is they're using Krios to build an outsourced marketing team, communicate with them, collaborate, share files, and deploy your advertising. Pay using the Krios coin. Simple. The idea here is social media influencers marketing. And what they are doing is taking something that is decentralized, where people go to a social media influencer and pay them money to promote their product, and making it more decentralized by putting it on the blockchain? What? It makes no sense. This is one of the first things you need to look for in a project is, does it even need to be on the blockchain? Is this actually, by putting this particular idea onto the blockchain, does it make any sense? Is it actually increasing the value and improving the idea, or is it actually making more work and creating more problems for that particular idea? Social media marketing doesn't need to be on the blockchain. Maybe someday it might, but right now people go to a social media marketer, they pay them a certain amount. There's no middleman and what this is doing, while calling it decentralized, is actually putting a centralized token, basically, even though it's decentralized. And now you got to use a token to pay the social media influencer and to use this. Why? It's already working fine as it is. There are billions of dollars spent on social media influencers right now. The system works fine. No one's really complaining. And to then add a coin into the mix, an unknown coin that no one uses, and an unproven technology, because we don't know how their system's going to roll out, if it's even going to work right. This does not, in my opinion, measure up for anything worth investing in. Because the very basics of it is that it's not even needed. This is not something that needs to be on blockchain right now. Maybe for some reason in the future it could, but right now the way things are working and what they are trying to do, it makes it worse. It creates more of a hurdle to actually get the payment to the social media influencer, because now they got to go through a Krios coin. Why? It makes no sense. And how in the world there was 100 million tokens sold so far is just amazing to me. I can't imagine where they're getting all these people who blindly buy stuff because they see disrupting as the first word on the page. Ooh, it's going to disrupt something. I better buy this real quickly. Now here's their vision. To assist businesses to realize their potential with the simplest, most effective, and low-cost digital marketing solution. To be the world's leading social media marketing platform. By 2021, we aim to make up over 10% of the industry. Well, to assist businesses to realize their potential with the simplest, most effective, and low-cost digital marketing solution. Listen, there's no low cost in influencers. They cost a lot. They're at a premium. So low cost has nothing to do with this. That's the whole purpose why you pay these individuals, because they have a wide audience and you pay them a large amount of money because they have influence. That's why they're called social media influencers. So low cost has nothing to do with it. Now here's what they say the problem is that they're solving. The problem as a business, if you're looking to carry out a marketing campaign, putting together a team who will work together in perfect synergy, can be tedious, as coordination among several platforms, tasks, and contributors can greatly complicate the process. Okay, I guess so, but how does that apply to social media influencers? You tell them what to promote, you send them the product, you pay them, and they promote it. This isn't some big, massive, complicated system that you need whole marketing teams and all. This is really basic and simple. Hey, we have this shirt here, lady. We're going to send you it. Please wear it and promote it on your Instagram. Here, we're sending you $100,000. Ta-da! That's done. What do you need blockchain? What problem is there? Okay, let's go on to what they say the problem is. Finding affiliates and marketing team members who specialize in your demographic can be difficult and time-consuming. No, Google does that. Actually, matter of fact, Google and Twitter both have platforms for social media influencers. So it's already done. And who's going to have better demographics than Google or Twitter? And be able to specialize more directly. Let's see, are we going to choose Google, Twitter, or an unknown coin called Krios coin? Oh, let's do Krios. That's going to make a lot of sense. Let's spend billions there. I don't think so. And the last of the supposed problems is, if you're an influencer or social media freelancer, how do you find work? Well, first thing, maybe you need to reconsider that as work in the first place. But secondly, there's already platforms in place that work. That's why there's billions of dollars going into this social media influencer market space. And that's why you're creating the coin in the first place, because there already is a huge market. They already know how to find work. It's easy. That's not difficult. You're not solving anything. Now, here's their solution to these problems that don't exist. Meet Krios, where you can create a full-scale marketing team specific to your project and then manage and coordinate the campaign all at a fraction of the ordinary cost. If it's a fraction of the ordinary cost, the social media influencers are not going to come to it. Not one of them is going to sign up for it if it's going to cost less. Because the biggest cost is not some marketing, full-scale marketing team to send somebody a product and a script and a payment. The biggest cost is paying the social media influencer. And you have no way of lowering that cost. Because if you do, that means they get less and they're not going to go with you. End of story. Why would they? Krios offers a simple, streamlined process that caters to a company's diverse marketing needs, whilst maintaining efficiency and ease of use. They haven't solved anything, unfortunately. These are solutions for problems that don't actually exist. I would say, if you're interested in investing in this coin, maybe you are. Okay. Go actually talk to social media influencers. Ask them, do they want to be paid less? Do they want to have their marketing information put on a blockchain somewhere that possibly could be hacked? Who knows? We don't know anything about the system, whether it works or not. Do they want to have anything to do with this at all? Are they having problems with their current platform that is being used to get them clients and get them paid? Go find that out first. Make sure there actually is a problem before going and investing in some coin that claims there is. Of course the coin claims there is. That's why they're in business. Or maybe they're in business to have a coin and then put social media marketing as the reason why. Now, I already feel there's no point in this coin. It doesn't solve any real problems. It actually creates a bigger problem by adding additional layers and issues. Now you got to convert this Krios coin into your currency and your locale to actually use it, because who's going to accept this coin? So it just makes more problems. But maybe they got a great team that's going to really make this work. Well, then again, let's look. Their executive team, no one's a social media influencer. Okay. No one's actually even done any marketing. Why would I invest in this team? That doesn't necessarily matter. I'm only bringing this up because they're putting this on the front page, so it must be important to them. When you're investing in a coin, I have other videos dealing with what to look for in ICOs. One of the most important things you can do is determine whether or not the coin has any use on the blockchain. Too many coins are being made today, hundreds of them, that have zero real-world use on the blockchain. They're only being put in the blockchain because it sells an ICO, and it sounds neat, and people are buying into it, and the rubes will buy stuff up left and right if they hear blockchain in the name. And everybody wants to get on the blockchain. If you just say, well, I run a social media influencer marketing company, it doesn't sound like much. But if you say, well, I own a social media influencer marketing company that's on the blockchain, well, wow, let me invest in it. It sounds good. But is there any real, actual, practical reason for this to be on the blockchain? And I don't see it. And a matter of fact, like I said before, this creates more problems for the social media influencer, because now they have this coin that is useless that they have to now convert over into their currency to actually get any use for it. Because it's not in any exchanges yet, so we don't know if it ever will be. And if it is, will anybody ever buy it? Is there going to be any demand for anyone to actually buy it? So maybe they could get this coin and not even be able to liquidate it into actual currency they could use. For me, this just sounds like a bad idea, in my personal opinion. I would never invest in this because I just can't see there being any value. I can't see this coin ever becoming anything. Now, maybe it will. Hopefully it will. I never wish any ill will upon any of these ICOs, but the vast majority of them fail miserably. The vast majority of them people invest money in and they lose it. The vast majority of these technologies never actually accomplish anything, and they never get anywhere. This still does not have an actual working platform. They have a beta, but there's no one using it. That, as far as I can tell, maybe there is. If there is, send me the information. But as far as I can tell, no one's using this. So why would this be adopted by anyone else? Especially the people who actually matter. Because the people who are the influencers that these companies want to spend money with, they're not going to take a pay cut to go join your blockchain endeavor ICO nonsense. They're not going to. Why would they? What, are they going to be rewarded with some, oh, here, take some Krios coin that so right now no one wants? Now, there are people buying it, of course, and so maybe there is going to be value later. I don't know. But I think a lot of that value is just going to be the people who invested in it trying to keep it afloat. I just cannot see how this works in the real world, how any social media influencers are going to get involved in this, and how anyone would ever use it. Maybe they will, but I just don't see how it's going to happen. Now, they talk about what's secure, private, and decentralized, although I would say adding a second layer to what people are already doing is kind of the opposite of decentralized. You're creating more centralization because now they got to go through your blockchain in order to get the same results they're getting now. No more banking or currency issues. Well, you have the exact opposite of that. You have more banking or currency issues because now you have to convert this Krios coin into some cash. Who's going to buy it? Who's going to convert it? Will anybody buy it? Is there going to be anyone who would possibly take it for anything? We don't know. Smart contracts, work and payment guaranteed. Well, maybe. We don't know if the system will work. Hopefully it will. Build a full specialized marketing team. That's easily done already, so don't know why you need blockchain for that. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, all integrated. Spend all on one platform. Okay, well, that can already be done. They talk about this provides companies and endorsers with savings both in terms of time and money by automating the process and eliminating the large fees charged by middlemen and agents. Okay, well, there's some validity there, except you're eliminating the fees by giving someone a coin that no one wants. Or maybe they might want it, but right now no one wants it. There's no one taking this as a payment for anything. So that's not eliminating large fees, it's creating a newer fee, because now you got to convert this coin that no one wants into the money you actually want, or another cryptocurrency you actually want. So it allows companies to better reach their target market. Maybe that's yet to be seen. The other companies that exist already, led by the biggest platforms in the world such as Twitter and Google, they already do that. So how are you going to compete with that? Doesn't seem very likely. Krios connects users looking to sell their endorsements and affiliation services to the businesses who are looking for them. Here's what I think is going to happen. If this gets even launched and actually does anything at all, it's going to be used by the people that the other services reject, because they don't have enough followers. No one's interested in using any money on them to promote any of their products. So that's kind of where these people will be drawn to this, because they have nowhere else to go. But that's not going to bring in the businesses that actually want to use such a platform, because they don't want to advertise to those people in the first place. They don't want to spend their money with someone with 1,000 followers on Twitter. That's a waste of their money. They want the people with millions of followers. They want the most eyeballs to see their product in that influencer's hand. They don't want the person that nobody's looking at and to spend a coin no one uses on that individual. And it goes on, companies will have options to choose whether they wish to have one large influencer endorse their product or service, or if they would prefer to have several micro-influencers tasked with the job. Who's the one large influencer they have? This is one of the things they mentioned, their executive team and their various staff. Who is one single large influencer they have? There's none. Micro influencers, I bet they'll have a bunch of those, because I think that's where this will go. Now, whether that could be useful or not, if you say pay a tiny bit to a large amount of micro influencers, could that be valuable? Possibly. That might be a way this could actually work. But I don't see them really focusing on that, and I don't see where that actually would be something a large company would be interested in. Large companies don't go advertise at the radio station that is 500 watts. Large companies tend to advertise in the largest platforms they can to get the largest amount of people to view their product or service. There's not a lot of these large companies that want to use their money and invest it in small, little, tiny ads that 1,000 people here are going to see, 500 people over here are going to see. There's not a lot of them that want to waste money on that. If they go the route of being for micro influencers and working it that way, where you have, now I don't want to be negative, I would like this to succeed. I don't see how it can right now, because just what they're trying to do seems like it doesn't need the blockchain at all. But let's say micro influencers, people who don't have a lot of influence, that's why they're called micro. What if you took this idea of Krios and have it specialize only on micro influencers, people with under a certain amount, under 5,000 followers on Twitter or whatever, some small amount that you determine, and you give them a platform where now they can make a little bit of money from their influence, where otherwise they wouldn't even have a chance because they don't have enough people following them. They don't have enough influence, so they wouldn't even be given a chance on the other platforms. If you worked it that way and say, well, we don't have large influencers, we can put you in touch with a number of smaller influencers. You'll get your product before 100,000 eyeballs, but it might be 1,000 different influencers that will promote your product, and we will distribute a small amount of our Krios coin to each. That might work, because that is different, and that could possibly generate the revenue that the business wants to get from their marketing. I don't know. That's the only way I could see something like this actually working, is because that would actually be solving a problem. It's not necessarily solving a problem for the businesses, though. That's the wrong way to look at it. But it is solving a problem for the micro influencer who no one's going to pay anything, because they don't have enough influence. But if you could merge those micro influencers together and generate, here's going to be 100,000 potential views to your item over 100 or 1,000 influencers, that might work. And if you can charge a lower rate where these influencers probably get nothing otherwise, that might work for everybody, and that might be something that could actually take off. That's the only thing I can see here possibly working from it. You still really don't need blockchain for it, but that might be a method to get people interested in it and actually coming into the project and using it. Would I, as a business owner, use this to get influencers? No, I wouldn't right now. I see nothing in there, anything they're saying that would make me trust them. I don't know who they have as influencers. There's no one mentioned, small or large, micro or massive. There's none. I don't know who they have. I'm gathering probably no one. And that's going to make it hard. You know, eBay was around for many, many years. Amazon came up and said, you know, we're going to start an auction platform too. Amazon's massive. And they failed miserably. Yahoo was massive. They started an auction platform trying to compete with eBay. They failed miserably. The problem all those auction sites had was you have two major issues you have to compete with. One, you need customers. But two, you need sellers. Because if you don't have sellers with enough products, when the buyers do come to your site, they're going to leave and never come back because there's not anything there for them to buy or that they want. And so how do you balance that? By getting the customers there, and when they get there, there's actually enough products for them to want to buy and stay, and that to grow your site. And then you'll get more sellers that see, okay, there's customers buying from this site, I'm going to go there. And then that will bring in more buyers, so it's kind of self-feeding. But when you have a platform like Krios, where they have none of that, they have no influencers and no buyers, no businesses that want their platform, how do you ever get started? How do you ever get the ball rolling, so to speak? You have to get the social media influencers first. I think that'd be the most obvious thing. But then what business is going to start when there is no influencers? And what influencer is going to sign up when there is no businesses that want to buy their service? I just see this as being a very hard thing that will not work. And they've approached it the completely wrong way. With this team they have, you think somebody would have thought, why are we trying to compete with the major platforms? Why don't we just only focus on micro influencers? That would be different. That would be unique. And then those micro influencers can promote our product, and that might get some buyers in. At this point, I just don't see how you ever get the buyers. And then why in the world would the influencers sign up? Because there's no one to buy from them. So that is my perspective on this coin. I don't like having to say not to buy something like this, but for my personal opinion, I would not invest in this. I would not view this as a good investment. And this is one of the issues with ICOs. You really need to stop and watch and see what happens with it. I know when you get in an ICO, you get a better price, and you may get bonus coins and all these things, but the reality is so many of these ICOs end up in miserable failure. And you're better off waiting after the fact. And actually, if you look at some of the charts, some of these ICOs, you'll see that many, many, many times, months after the ICO, it gets a little pump up, and months after, you could buy in at the same price as the ICO price, or around that price. So very often, waiting it out and seeing how things work is not going to lose you any money in the first place. And you get the benefit of being able to see, did this platform actually launch? Did anything work out? Did it start taking off? If so, now I can buy in, because now I have information that actually makes sense to buy into this. But many of these ICOs are not proven. This is not proven, and I do not believe it to be a wise investment for me. Obviously, you have to make your own decision based on your own research and determine whether or not this has value. If it does for you, go ahead and invest. But for me, I would not do that. I pray it's been a blessing for you. May God bless you richly.